What's up, y'all? Welcome back to B-Name Later Reactions. This time we're watching Swagkage's video on what if Itachi had the Rinnegan. Itachi is already top tier in the Naruto universe, so him having the Rinnegan is just overkill, bro. He got a Madara, he got Tsukiyomi, is overkill. He got the Tosca Blade, he got the Yada Mirror, he's a top tier Genjutsu master. And then, like I said, he got Tsukiyomi, which is another top tier Genjutsu. Bro, it's too much. And then if he had the Rinnegan, it wouldn't matter if he was going blind because the Rinnegan powers doesn't blind you anymore. So he can keep his same level of sight and just use the Rinnegan. So it'd be too much. He can already beat Pain. I mean, he can already beat Nagato 1v1 with just the fucking Mangekyo. So him having the Rinnegan is just way OP. But let's see what Swagkage got to say about it.
It's your boy Swag, other boy Seth.
Seth is in it too?
Today we're here to talk about
yeah. If Seth is here too, it's gonna be good.
Like how to like.
I mean, it was gonna be good anyway, but
so I don't know.
They collabs is always good.
Or it's just like,
bro, he literally like made the video idea. He doesn't know.
What if Itachi had like 6 pads of the Rinnegan? So, because like people ask this, right? Like, yo, like Itachi, like with like a Rinnegan would be like super, like, man, like how would you even like beat him? He's so smart.
Unless he had the Char Rinnegan, so he can keep his Sharingan powers. He uses Genjutsu a lot, so I think he would prefer the Sharingan, or at least have Sharingan in one eye, and then Rinnegan in the other eye, because he uses Genjutsu a lot. So I believe he would prefer having at least one eye, at least, to be Sharingan, so he can do Genjutsu better. Because Sharingan is better for Genjutsu.
They think he's like the solo king anyway. You know?
Yeah, right? Like people are like, it's like, what if he had like Tsukuyomi like Rinnegan version or whatever? So we can tackle this in like stages, right? So like first of all, like what if
how did Sasuke get a Char Rinnegan?
And it's like
I forgot.
We don't even
like
have to be
one
like,
Rinnegan or like 2.
I know that you can awaken a Rinnegan from a Sharingan, but Sasuke has he has a Char Rinnegan, because Madara awakened a regular Rinnegan. But Sasuke got a Char Rinnegan. Is that because of the 6 path stuff? I forgot why his was different.
We can do both. We can do both.
Could Itachi get that too?
He had like 6 pads. So let's start basic. What if he unlocked one Rinnegan, just regular Rinnegan?
He would have.
It's over. All he need is one.
Beat Sasuke a lot.
All he need is one.
Yeah.
And it's over with for everybody.
Who could he like beat?
I feel like it would be like groups of people. Like groups of people, because like he can absorb jutsu now.
Yeah.
So maybe he has more stamina. That's
that is actually hold on. You're onto something there. He could just like go into the King of Hell and get like munched up and then come out, and maybe he wouldn't have like tuberculosis anymore. Yeah.
Yeah. So his age would go.
What do he got? He probably got like cancer or something.
Would you like heal sickness with that?
Well, I mean, Nagato is still crippled. Can he like put himself in there and like reconstruct?
Probably not. But
then speaking of Nagato, if he can turn his arm into a cannon, why can't he just like turn his legs into like machine things too?
Right.
I feel like what happened to his legs is like probably just like super serious. Like maybe
that makes sense. Like if you can turn your arms into cannon, turn your legs into some shit that's fucking useful.
Like you got to assume that there was like some
that do make sense.
Like, sealing jutsu on, like, you know what happened to like Orochimaru's arms with like the Reaper Death Seal?
Can he make a jetpack or something, like jetpack cannon thing to move? Like so many options.
But I was gonna say, because like he got his mobility back when he was like Edo Tensei, but like he was still crippled.
Yeah.
So like could he like
why is he crippled if he's Edo Tensei though?
Right. What was that?
And then like how did he fix it if he couldn't? I think he'd have to like switch. Like I don't think he can use like both his Mangekyo and his Rinnegan. Like he could use his Susanoo.
Yeah.
How did Nagato become like cool and then go back to being crippled? What the fuck was that? Did he absorb What the fuck was that? Why was he so like his hair color was back and then he went crippled later on?
But like he wouldn't be able to use like
I forgot.
Mangekyo power.
If you remember, let me know, man, because I forgot for real.
Because
He'd pull a Madara.
Because Madara had to like downgrade it to do that Sharingan Genjutsu.
So does he have a Rinnegan ability? Does he have like a Limbo or?
Yeah, does he have like Limbo or Amino Tejikara?
Fuck remembering that, by the way. I'm just gonna say teleport, but
yeah, that's fair. I don't blame you. I don't know if that's like a 6 pads tier ability, but like Limbo kind of seems like that too. So I don't know. So like we'll just say because he's Sasuke's brother and they already share one power. Because like that's
wait, no.
Sasuke
I have the solution.
He'd probably have that.
That's Itachi's eye awakened into the Rinnegan. So he just has that.
You're right.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep, that's right.
The Eternal Mangekyo, yeah, that is half of Itachi's eye. Or the whole thing, I guess. Yeah, that is his eye. So you could make a reasoning to say that since that's Itachi's eye, that's what he would have.
Right. He would have Amino Tejikara. He would be able to teleport. That'd be so like, all you people who get like mad, whenever I say Itachi loses to Minato, well now Itachi is Minato, right?
Yeah. Yeah, seriously. So versus pain as an example, the absorption ability, it doesn't matter. Like, can you absorb? Yeah. Like, can he absorb Shinra Tensei?
So what if they like both went up and like put up their absorption barriers at the same time? Like, what would?
Like, can you absorb the Shinra Tensei? Is that even like chakra?
Shinra Tensei
like missiles?
Well, yeah,
it's kind of like shockwaves or some shit.
Does Itachi have like Nagato's like Storm 3 laser cannon that can like blow up the Chibaku Tensei? Like, what Rinnegan abilities does he have? Like with the one eye?
He would have them all, I imagine. But I guess the question is, which ones would he be able to use? I guess the thing about like Sasuke, why he didn't use all of them, was because he didn't have time to train with them.
It's implied Sasuke that he can use reincarnation or grant immortality. Yeah. He can use Chibaku Tensei. He can use absorption. He can use teleport.
Yeah, his is pretty, and I mean, he was like, I think he did like a larger scale absorption than anybody else did, right? Like he like absorbed the chakra from the Chibaku Tensei. So yeah.
Yeah. Also, we have to talk about, okay, so Sasuke has the Tomoe.
Mm-hmm. The special
Itachi
one.
has like the one without the Tomoe. So
yeah,
can he not like? Is it like Kaguya, where if it has the Tomoe, it has Rinnegan and Sharingan powers? Or I was gonna say he also uses that like Rinnegan Genjutsu power as well.
Yeah, that's true.
On all the tail pieces. Yeah. So can like Itachi use that, or is that only Tomoe?
I wonder if. So let's move on to the two Rinnegan Itachi.
Yeah, because this one's weird.
Would he like just get a better? Because like Madara's Limbo with 2 was just like better.
Yeah.
So like,
but he loses his Genjutsu though.
Better, or
well, not all of it. He uses his easy Sharingan Genjutsu and Tsukiyomi and Amaterasu.
Would he have
maybe
like, a Genjutsu in his other one?
So if Madara went from 1 Limbo clone to like 4 or 5, right? If you count the one that's sealed still alive, I don't know if it stayed or not. So maybe he has 5. Then would like the teleportation distance like quintuple, or like is that what happens?
I don't think that there's a limit on the distance, because like Sasuke literally teleports between like dimensions. So like I think it's just anything you can see. Swap places with.
Well, there's still like a. That one's awkward because he's like teleporting through like a portal, like some Mario shit. Yeah. So like
maybe it's like Kamui, where like it's technically called the same thing, but it's like different versions. Like maybe Itachi could like swap other people's positions with it,
right?
Like
instead of
like, what beat is this?
Maybe
what beat do they got going on in the background?
Teleports him with something, and then the right.
That shit kind of slapping a little bit.
Something like.
Yeah, but like so like what. The issue with that is it has to be something that you're like looking at. So how would he look at the target and what they're gonna switch places with at the same time?
Maybe he'd have to be like really long range, in like.
Oh well, no, actually he could do that. This is the Rinnegan amp, so he could just, if he has the paths, maybe
he could make like the 6 paths of Itachi or something.
Oh wait, you know what I just realized? All Itachi's crows. He'd be
fuck.
Yeah, all of them.
And he can summon fucking shit.
Dude, that'd be kind of
it'd be over with.
Crazy. And he has shadow clones. The main issue is I think he'd use like,
if he can connect to a crow, could he have like a crow in the background, like shoot Amaterasu like from its eye, like a sniper? Like
how it would like.
Are we giving the Amaterasu to his Rinnegan, by the way, or are we like taking that out? Or
no, that's only if he has like the 6 paths like
Rennie Sharingan.
So it is like 6 paths related for the Sharingan.
Yeah,
you can't do both at once. Unfortunately, so I don't think it would be able to shoot a Amaterasu yet.
Unfortunate, because that's a cool ass strategy.
Yeah.
Sniper crows.
But him having a Rinnegan crows is a very, very scary thought for any opponent.
The next question you have to ask is like, is the Rinnegan that Pain has or Nagato has still stronger than his because it's like Madara's Rinnegan, or can he not use them properly so they're not nearly as powerful as the amp that Itachi's would give him? Like, how does that amp work? You know,
yeah.
Kind of have to talk about that. So I'm going to assume that because Itachi is the original owner, that he gets a bigger amp than what Nagato has. And since Itachi was already kind of like in that kind of caliber anyway, that he'd be above generally the Akatsuki for the most part. I think we kind of agree with that.
Nagato couldn't even turn it off.
It's hard to
because it wasn't his eyes.
Like, amps for like base like Rinnegan though, just because like when Madara got his back, so much fucking bullshit happened at once. So like Madara got amped, 1 from coming back to life, 2 from Sage Mode, and then
tree.
Finally he got amped from 1 Rinnegan. And by the time he got his 1 Rinnegan, he was already just like stronger than like with Hashirama Sage Mode, he was already like stronger than everybody. It was a win more situation where he got even stronger and like beat up, Sasuke and Tobirama and like all the Biju and stuff.
Would you say that Sage Mode is a bigger amp than Sharingan, like basic? For instance, if you had Naruto with Mangekyo Sharingan, versus Naruto with Sage Mode fight each other, who wins?
Yeah.
I will say Mangekyo.
Right.
Well,
it's debatable.
Depends on how, like the Mangekyo amp.
Off the Genjutsu alone, I would say Mangekyo.
Right? It's debatable.
Yeah.
So, I think with that in mind, you kind of get this idea that Madara, while blind with Sage Mode, is kind of just like fucking up all the tailed beasts or whatever he's getting. Like he's kind of fighting all of them, and then when he gets one Rinnegan, he just one-shots all of them.
Yeah.
Maybe you could make the same comparison with Itachi, where with his Rinnegan, he could like at least one-shot himself or something.
We can definitely say he's stronger than the Akatsuki, right?
Yes.
Even with all his fucking like sickness, stamina issues. The only person who might still give him trouble is Obito, because like he'd have to last for a really, really long time.
Yeah, Obito's stamina is just too crazy.
Yeah, we talked about that in the Shikamaru Lee video, actually.
Yeah. Which you should check out.
Check it out. It's pretty
good.
Pretty stellar video.
Yeah, pretty epic.
Well, so the other thing about
because Obito
Itachi is he has no stamina issues.
Yeah.
Edo Itachi is like one of the only characters who gets like a buff from being Edo. It's weird.
Yeah. Like
he can just spam MS abilities, doesn't have to worry about going blind, which he almost was against Sasuke.
Right.
I guess that's one thing he would be able to. Because when Madara got the Rinnegan, like his like Izanagi just like reversed, so I think his eyes would at least be fixed.
So he'd get fixed eyes. Are we saying that he can spam Izanami?
No, I don't think he can.
I hope not.
I think you lose your Rinnegan if you do Izanagi, but
Izanami is fucking broken.
Because Madara used it, lost his eye, and then got it back with his Rinnegan. And then
he never did it again.
And then Hagoromo apparently spammed it over and over again to make like tailed beasts and shit.
I think so. I don't know if that was Izanagi. I think Izanagi is like basically like a bastardization of that jutsu. It's like a weird.
So
like,
you think it's like a derivative of that jutsu?
Yeah. Like Hagoromo is using creation of all things, which is like the shit that Naruto used to give Kakashi his eye back and like fix Guy. Whereas Izanagi is like tapping into that. Like, you don't have to have 6 paths, but it just takes away your eye. So I don't know. If that is what he was using,
even then, maybe it was just a Hagoromo special. You know, maybe
yeah,
it was,
that's the thing. Because
yeah.
like I don't think Zetsu would have caught Madara lacking if he could just
yeah, he could just use it. Yeah, you think Madara?
like, that would have been very funny if he was just like, oh yeah, you think
Madara of all people, after gaining his eyesight back from the ability, would have thought of that. You know?
Yeah.
Like us as viewers are thinking about it. Why wouldn't he? Mr.
Right.
IQ over 200, probably Ninja Man.
Maybe Zetsu like immobilized him and stopped him from using any abilities because like he was able to do that with like Obito.
Even then, no, because even then Obito could kind of fight back. So maybe it was like Kaguya was taking over his body, or
I don't know, man. So let's talk about. So what do you want to do? Do you want to move on to like Edo Itachi or talk about like a live Itachi? Let's say he like fixes his sickness. What do you think is more interesting?
I mean, it's pretty much the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess Edo. Is
It's
just
pretty
slightly
similar.
weaker, but
Yeah.
like
It's unquantifiable almost.
we'll just say like he gets brought back by Kabuto Edo Tensei.
Mm-hmm.
In addition to the crazy Shisui shit, he's just like, I also had a contingency plan for if anything like this happened, I would immediately awaken the Rinnegan, and then he's like, all right, Naruto, I'm gonna go fucking kill Kabuto now, and then he just leaves, right? How strong is this Itachi? He's on his way to kill Kabuto, and then he's gonna go fuck up Madara. Does he succeed? Probably in the first part, at least.
He beats the hell out of Kabuto, that's for sure.
Yeah, Kabuto like fucking.
Kabuto was actually scared. He was actually very cautious of fighting just the Rinnegan from one eye.
Yo, he was terrified of Obito. Like that's the only reason he like did that alliance. He approached Obito with the alliance before, but like he agreed to a lot of Obito's terms solely because of the Rinnegan. So like he was also scared of Itachi. Like regular.
Yep.
So not nearly as much because he was still laughing at Itachi, like I'll beat you up, but like he was still scared of Itachi, like regular.
Yeah.
So then you give Itachi.
He was wary.
Like
he was
Also,
wary of
there's
Itachi.
The epic meme of Kabuto saying, "There's no Uchiha greater than me." Very funny. But it's just like,
yeah, that's the thing, right? Like I think Itachi would be like Obito's level physically. The thing about Obito is that he's hard carried by his dumb hacks power.
Yeah.
he has a dumb hacks power and a dumb stamina problem too. Like his stamina is like so hard to beat just because of his genes and his arms and shit. So
now, if Itachi's Edo, he doesn't have to worry about this. The main difference between Edo Itachi and a live, not sick Itachi is I think Itachi would still have, like, because in part 1, he had to leave pretty quick after the fight.
Here's something we can talk about, I guess, very basic. If Itachi has to fight Obito and all the tailed beasts, he should be able to handle all the tailed beasts extremely easily. Like he could absorb like all their Bijou bombs, take their chakra.
Yeah, he could take all of them out.
Genjutsu them, perhaps.
Wait. Can Itachi summon the Gedomazo?
Yeah, he's Rinnegan, so.
Yeah. Well.
Wait, do you need Senju DNA to do that though?
Well, you need Senju, like, you need Indra Ashura Chakra to awaken the Rinnegan anyway. So that would probably just be a part of the
Remember when they
plan
said you
like,
needed that DNA to use, like, Izanagi or something? When was that old debate? That was funny.
Izanami, I also just feel like Itachi was lying.
So,
there's no way. They were all going around spamming Izanagi.
So, him having the Rinnegan in general...
Not the crunch bar.
You can summon it, like, inherently, but...
Yeah, so would it just be him and Obito going back and forth? Like... The issue with the Gedomazo is it's currently sealed inside of another dimension which only Kaguya can access. Sasuke does go in, so maybe he could like summon Kaguya now, but I don't think he wants to do that.
Right? Yeah. That would be funny.
I think that would be very funny. Obito and Itachi just like Kuchiyose no jutsu.
They keep summoning it back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's mine. Mine.
And then Itachi. Would Itachi get to like? Would he have like dominance because he has 2 Rinnegan?
Maybe. Does it give him more ghetto control?
like
That's a good question.
like Obito tries to summon it and it just crosses his arms. It's like no.
You're only half good enough.
Like, but okay. So the actual relevant part of this, I do think, like you said, he'd be able to box up the Biju pretty fast.
Oh yeah.
The main issue is Obito himself. Like, you can't really hit him like at all. But I do think he could probably find a way to at least hit Obito like one time.
Because he could catch Obito by surprise. I mean, he can literally teleport, almost like Minato can. Not exactly, but he can definitely switch places with objects. So I mean,
set up his crows on a battlefield
the same
with Tsukiyomi
would be the same thing.
and all the crows' eyes, Rinnegan and all the eyes too.
And then would go through Obito, and
then he could teleport with the crows.
Places with it, but he wouldn't be able to see it. Except, wait, no, just kidding.
So he could have like shared vision, like in each crow can have one Rinnegan, one Sharingan. The Sharingan eye is Tsukiyomi. The Rinnegan eye lets him link up all the vision. Spread them crows all across the battlefield. And he got his finger genjutsu, his finger genjutsu. So he already gonna have him in a light genjutsu, just light enough so that he don't notice. But, effective enough that it's gonna, turn the tide. But light enough that he don't notice. So he gonna be in a finger genjutsu. He gonna have the crows on the field. All the crows gonna be linked with the Rinnegan eye so you can see the whole field. And they're gonna have a Tsukiyomi eye too. Then Itachi can teleport with the Rinnegan in his eye to each one of the crows, so he can teleport back and forth with them. It'd be a mess. Even I think that'll fuck up even Obito. Like, okay, yeah, you're gonna have to run a lot. Obito would have to be like on straight defense in that situation.
Crow would look at it, and then Itachi would. Except, wait, no, just kidding. His crow would look at it, and then Itachi would switch places with it.
Or he'd have his crows go over. Yo, his crows would fly everywhere, and then he would just like catch like Amaterasu or something.
Yeah.
Well, granted, Itachi did catch Obito lacking with Sasuke. Remember when he hit him with the Amaterasu in his base after he died? So I don't know. Maybe Itachi's really about it.
There's a theory. I don't know if I agree with it, but the theory is that Obito did that. He let himself get hit by it, just to flex, be yeah, I can just live through an Amaterasu, and B, make Sasuke respect Itachi even more by convincing him that Itachi almost.
I don't agree with that.
Him.
That's a lot of risk.
Again, I don't necessarily agree with it.
The Amaterasu ain't something to be fucking around with.
Possibility. I mean, it's always interpretation battles, but
if you are charitable to Itachi and just assume that base Sasuke was able to hit Obito with a Amaterasu, then Itachi's Itachi's teleport Amaterasu might be able to...
Here's the way I see it. I think Itachi versus Obito is interesting, but then you give them both amps, but Itachi's amp is just catastrophically bigger.
That's true.
It's just way bigger. You know what I'm saying? So in my personal kind of fanboy opinion, I'd probably give it to Itachi, but
I don't disagree. The main thing that I'm hung up on is Kamui.
Yeah, no. Of course, it's not going to be the easiest thing. It's still going to be nonsensical.
Yeah.
But
Itachi is also.
It's going to be one of the greatest battles in this whole show. In that situation, it'd be one of the greatest battles ever.
He's
yeah, literally.
So he'd probably figure something out. So let's say he goes through Obito, and then Madara's just sitting there, right? Then what happens? Madara whips out the perfect Susanoo, and then I think that's the end.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a live Madara with 2 Rinnegan without even 6 pads, like Madara's still more powerful. You know, like
Yeah.
I guess you guys are kind of getting the point. Like Rinnegan Itachi just can't. He just can't beat the 6 pads characters still. Like, you know, like it still just kind of stops there.
Like, yeah, he's still being gatekept by Madara. Edo Madara might be able to do it. Like, do you think he'd be able, like, because like,
yeah,
like
that's
Edo Hashirama's like 1,000 hand shit might,
yeah,
you know, like might do Itachi in, right? Like it was like the 100 hands from Guru was enough to stop Hiruzen in his tracks and make him go like, fuck,
yeah.
what are we doing with this? So like, I think that the Hashirama version of that might make Itachi.
Hashirama would give Itachi Rinnegan kind of a hard time just because, like, hear me out. Both Itachi and Madara are both nerfed by their Edo Tensei. They fight, and by the end of the fight, Hashirama, it actually finds a way to negate the Rinnegan's abilities with his wood style. And the first time Hashirama's ever encountered that ability, he finds a way to negate it. So it's like,
yeah, he has like a weird like chakra suppression properties, which is how he was able to control the Biju.
Yeah, so it's like Rinnegan Itachi might not be as insanely OP as you think. Like, you know, maybe he'd be able to catch Hashirama off guard with the Totsuka blade or something. Like, you know, like
that is the other thing we do have to like. If Itachi catches Obito in a Genjutsu, or like any of these people in a Genjutsu, which now at this level would be very hard,
might be impossible for Hashirama.
Yeah. So like, if he catches any of them in a Genjutsu, like Obito included, they are just like, you know, Dunzo.
They land for the slaughter.
Totsuka blade. They get poked.
But that's what he do. He gonna start it off with the finger Genjutsu.
So, the fact that that's like a problem here, that's a threat that they have to look out for, is pretty bad for them.
Dude, imagine he teleports like Minato with a Susanoo holding the Totsuka blade. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Itachi's giant red perfect Susanoo appears with the Totsuka blade to stab you, like, out of nowhere.
The issue
it
with
might
that,
be OP.
Though, is like, how long would he be able to keep the Susanoo up? You know, like, because his Rinnegan would like repair his eyes, but I don't know if they would still make the eyes like EMS.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. Like, do you have to have EMS to have a Rinnegan, or like?
And like, wait, so like, what happens if you like have Rinnegan
Mm-hmm.
you swap for EMS? Do you like go down to EMS and you're like, okay, now I can spam my Mangekyo, but I can't.
Like, how does it
I
work?
Can't use Rinnegan anymore. Yeah.
Comments. How does it work? You tell us.
Thanks for sitting through this stupid.
I think it's whichever one you switch between. That's the powers that you're using. Yeah, y'all. That was What If Itachi Had the Rinnegan by Swagkage, featuring Steph the Programmer. Let me know what y'all thought about that video. If you like this video, leave a like. If you dislike it, leave a dislike. I'll see y'all in the next one. I'm out.